Welcome back to another episode of the Unknown Sports Podcast. My name is AJ Musser. Joined with me, as usual, is Hunter Harris and Austin Fyffe. What is up, fellas? Week 8 of the NFL season. Austin, did you do anything fun this weekend? Pretty uneventful?
Pretty uneventful. The last week or so has been.
That's too bad. Hunter, dude, I just want to throw you the news right off the bat, bro. Welcome back. Week 8. Missed a week, took a bye week last week. Hunter,
what are you making faces for?
Throw the news at you right now.
I am making a lot of faces for multiple reasons here, actually. First off, if you really want some actual news, Kanye West hates Jews now. But
oh man,
as far as actual news go, we just had 2 people enter the waiting room on our Zoom call, and one of the
let's let them in.
Should we let them in?
Let's let them in. Let's see. Let's get our first hackers.
I don't know if I want this.
Let's let them in.
Oh my gosh, it's Matt and it's Cole. We're letting them in. Look at this.
What's up?
Hey.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
The podcast with new members on it?
Thought this was a members only thing.
Hey.
Could be. You know what, Hunter? I thought I'd surprise you, and we're going to have a few guests on today's episode, but I'm going to have Hunter or Austin. I'm going to have you go over the ground rules.
Yeah, we probably should have some rules. Hunter, what's rule number 1?
Rule number 1. Dude, I don't know. What's rule number 1?
On,
have we gone over this?
What's your first rule? Always
commit to the bit. That's rule number 1 of the podcast. Which I know, Cole, you have no problems doing it. What the hell? Did we just...
So,
we just had a baby enter the podcast.
Speaking of committing to our bit, Hunter, this is my son.
What the hell's going on here? Schmitty just entered too.
Let him in.
So, this here is Easton. Easton was born last Monday. Everyone knew about him other than you.
Wow. I feel like terrible.
Don't feel terrible. Let him finish explaining.
Yeah,
so hear the story.
This wasn't a planned thing until you wanted to be an a-hole one night. So I was.
Which night was this?
I was
approximately 9 months ago.
I was trying. We were on Xbox. We're all just hanging out, and I was trying to share, arguably the biggest news of my life with you. And you go, yeah, dude, don't care, and then left the party. And you went to go play video games with someone else. So we had come up with it was my idea, but we had a collective plan to leave you in the most dark places we could. Created a separate group chat without you in it. It went deep, dude. It was a one heck of a long con by the clan.
Wow. It was
I don't know what to say.
It was a bit that everybody was in on.
And we all kept it a secret, surprisingly.
Everyone.
This entire time?
This entire time.
Yeah. Chloe has been expecting this entire time.
Yes.
And last week, you couldn't do the podcast because I'm guessing she was in labor.
Correct. Yeah. We were in the hospital.
Good use of the bye week, I might say.
Wow. I literally have no words. What'd you name that little thing?
What's the name of that little...
What did you just try to say?
I was about to say something else, and I remembered we were on a podcast.
Yeah, we're not editing this either. We're gonna roll with it, and we're gonna do the podcast with everyone that feels like staying.
All right.
We had a couple close calls. Had a couple close calls where things got awkward and quiet, and we just kept on pushing through.
Sorry,
but that's okay because it was worth it. It was one heck of a bit. Huh?
Okay, so please fill me in on everything here. Boy, girl, what we talking here?
It's a boy.
Okay, little boy.
Little man here.
All right. Is he named Cole?
No, he's not named Cole. His name is Easton Michael.
Okay.
Named after Michael.
Named after Jacob Eason.
Yeah, Jacob Eason, and then Michael. Definitely not. Oh, I know.
Oh, he's crying.
I
He
agree.
must be a Bears fan.
Actually, he's 1-0. So
He is
and
the
in his
child of
lifetime,
prophecy.
The Packers are 0-1. So I think he's doing pretty darn good.
Yeah, he's the only Bears fan right now with a 1,000 win percentage on his career.
Okay, but you guys have had the separate group chat for me and all this entire time.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
it's been great.
You guys
Just for the
still
details.
don't shut up on the other group chat the entire day.
Because we have to make it look normal.
Yeah,
We've been
dude.
talking all day
You
for
did-
the past 2 days planning this out.
Wow.
And Michael and Anthony and everyone's been chiming in the group chat just to make everything seem normal. It's been very well played out.
Yes, that was Michael and I's plan. We don't have anything better to do either.
Yeah, they don't.
We don't have anything better to do.
Number one supporter of this podcast in my family is my mother. So, Mom, this is my friend group right here, and this is the crap that I have to put up with consistently.
See,
From this
this is
group.
the part. This is the part that I was so excited about because for once Hunter doesn't have any idea what to say, and he's just like trying to figure everything
I don't
out.
know what to say, literally. Congratulations. I don't even want to
You're-
say that.
You're impressed because I'm the king of committing to the bit.
What if something really went wrong, dude?
What do you mean?
That would have been terrible.
Seriously, thinking that way, I wouldn't have even
What do
known you
you
guys
mean?
were pregnant.
She was pregnant. Yeah.
This entire time.
Yeah. Yep.
God, I hate you guys.
Oh my god. All right. Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and get the podcast going. Hunter, that was really what the news was, though, is that baby Easton Fyffe was born last week on our bye week.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well,
Let's move on.
I have nothing to add to the football side of this, so I'm gonna be hopping off here, fellas.
Thank you for
Aw.
joining on this memorable
This-
moment, Matt.
Was a true pleasure. Let me just say that it was a true pleasure to be a part of this. So, and again, Austin, congratulations on the kid.
Thank you.
All right,
All
see you
right.
guys.
See ya. And there goes Matt.
Michael, are you getting
So-
off too? I gotta say, Michael, I have that exact same hoodie, bro.
All right, let's
Okay,
dive
you're
in to some football. How we're going to do
Part of me just-
today's podcast, because it's going to be a little unscripted, is we're kind of just going to, we're pretty much to the halfway point of the NFL season. So let's just kind of recap a little bit, and we're going to go through a list of teams that I've got picked out, and we're all just going to kind of hit this as a kind of conference style, whether we're just going to say whether we think that team is good or bad. And we're going to
Like it.
start. Pretty
I like it.
simple concept, and it'll create its own content as we go. So, good one to start with is the Dallas Cowboys. Hunter, what do you think? Dallas Cowboys, good or bad?
Good football team, not gonna matter.
All right. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a good defense. It's a good defense, but I don't think it's ultimately going to matter. They're
All right.
just going
The
to.
peanut-
I'm
the
so
pe- the-
flustered. I don't know what. I don't.
He's so. This is awesome.
It's going to be Hunter's worst podcast of the year, and it's going to be the most
I was
entertaining
already
for those.
logging onto this freaking podcast. Like, I have to come up with some takes now that still make me right on the Packers. That still
Good luck.
Acknowledge that
No.
Austin was correct in some categories as well.
Yeah.
And now I have to acknowledge the fact that he has a child too.
All right, let's move on. Pittsburgh Steelers. Or no, I'm just kidding. Actually, Hunter, let's just talk your Green Bay Packers. Are they good or are they bad?
They're bad. I wish
Oh!
if that's
They're
my only
real
two
bad.
options,
That was-
they're bad.
Long contemplation, though.
If that's my only two options, which I hate doing that because there's a whole bunch of teams here where I don't know where to put them, and they're one
Anthony,
of them.
what do you think?
Oh, I think they're bad. They
Oh.
they don't have any pieces around to help Aaron Rodgers at all, and
Yeah.
he's a terrible leader, and
Taking pot shots now.
it's not great for them right now. Although he's not taking shots at the coaches anymore, so that's something, I guess.
He's never really taken shots. It's kind of his thing.
Yeah.
He's not even taking shots down the field anymore.
Oh, you're the residential Sacramento Kings fan. Let's hear some sort of opinion from you on football. Let's hear it. Yeah,
muted.
great. He's muted, so we're gonna move on. Austin, what do you think? Green Bay Packers.
Let's see. Can we just, Hunter, do you have the ability to just insert previous episodes in here, or do I have to reiterate myself?
I'd love for you to just fix my Packers. Tell me why. Tell me why they're bad.
Why they're
fix
bad?
them right now.
They're poorly coached. They have a terrible play caller. Aaron Rodgers has no weapons. He has absolutely no interest in being on the field, period, much less playing the sport as a whole. The defense isn't nearly as good as you thought it was going to be. The secondary is not good. Eric Stokes is way overrated. Should I keep going?
You've been wrong on like 3 of those things you said, but continue.
I have? Which one? Go ahead.
I don't think he's been wrong yet.
Why is everybody so critical of our defense when our defense can hold up for 3 quarters and they give up because we don't have any freaking offense to speak
23 points to Taylor Heineke.
90% of it came after, what was that? Like 2 minutes into the third quarter?
So you let
so we don't
Taylor
have to play the
Heineke
game anymore.
Yeah, okay.
Got it. That's good.
That is good. Actually, it's great as a Browns fan. Or whatever I am.
Can I pick and choose which quarters don't count?
Yeah. Here's another team. Let's keep the ball moving. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, good or bad?
Bad. Real bad.
I have to say good because they're still winning the division.
That doesn't make them good.
Okay, then let's go. We're going to do this entire freaking routine here and go through all the teams, and I'm going to end up saying bad
we're not going through
95% of them.
We're not going through.
Why?
We're not.
Why are you going to say that?
Because this year makes no sense.
Nope. You were so close. You can admit I'm right again. It's fine.
Hey, Hunter, you know what is good, though? You know what's actually great? Is Alaskan Brew Co.
This is a great beer. But
we love Alaskan Brew Co. We're drinking your Pilsner today.
Answer the
we
question,
love the
Austin.
can.
Bucks.
Great can. Bucks.
They're bad. I've been saying it on the podcast, in the group chat. Anybody will listen. There's 2 good teams in the NFL. There's 2. And
Anthony, what do you think?
I think Tom Brady coming back was a big mistake. I don't really know much about him to know what changed in the last year, but
injuries.
I would say bad. They are not good. Just because you're winning the division does not mean you're good.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's talk another good or bad New York Giants.
Good.
I think if you have to pigeonhole me there, I think I would also say good.
I like Danny Dimes. I like Danny Dimes a lot.
Why?
Dual threat quarterback. He can do both. I like it.
That is not what you want to pull away from the Giants right now.
He's a game manager. He'll get the job done. He's got the most game-winning drives in the league right now. Yep.
Wow, look at Anthony throwing out stats. Here we go.
I like him a lot. Big Danny Dimes guy.
Dual threat game manager. I don't think I've ever heard that term before, but it's a pretty good way to describe him.
Yeah, I mean, he ran for 100.
Yeah.
It's hard to complain. I think
fantasy guy.
Big fantasy guy.
I think this one's kind of by default that like somebody has to be good. So I guess we have to kind of say someone's good, even though they've beaten absolutely nobody that I think is any good.
So here's another interesting one along those lines. Seattle Seahawks.
Well, bad. They're entertaining, but bad.
Okay. I mean, they're winning the NFC West right now.
Yeah.
Gino's got great efficiency numbers this season. The offense is rolling. The defense is coming alive with a lot of good young pieces. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, but the teams they've played have not been spectacular.
Ooh, can I throw out a team? Do you have any more teams, AJ?
I do, but you can absolutely throw one out.
The Los Angeles Chargers.
Bad.
Badly coached.
Yeah, that's why. Mine's the coaching. Yeah.
You're onto something.
Yeah, that's my reasoning as well.
I like Herbert a lot still. And I like their offense in general. I do not like their coaching.
No, I don't either. Hunter, what do you think?
In this game, we're supposed to be just saying good or bad, not badly coached or whatever. So,
sorry.
Bad.
I said bad.
Bad.
Yeah, I said bad. All right, next one. Game. New York Jets. This will be our last one.
No, they're a bad
What'd you
team.
say, Anthony?
Good.
Anthony says good. Hunter says bad. Austin, what do you think?
What was the team?
New York Jets.
The Jets?
Yeah. 5-2 on the season. 4-3.
4-2.
4-2. Thank you, Hunter.
I'm still gonna say bad. I still don't think they're a good team.
I'm going to say bad because every team they've beaten has been, with the exception of the Packers, has been a backup quarterback.
Oh,
That's fair. That's fair.
hey, that's kind of like this other team that I know that got to the playoffs and won 13 games last year. They had 8 wins against backups or rookies. Anybody want to take a wild guess at what that team might be?
The Los Angeles Rams.
No.
I know. I've just got to make it feel like we're not picking on Hunter too much.
It's fun to, though.
Austin's in a really good mood because the Bears won last night. I think
No,
that's
I'm
enough.
in a good mood because people are finally seeing what I've seen for a couple of years, and we just don't have to play the charade that this is an elite team.
Yeah.
Stop.
Let's
The last couple of the last couple years and this year are totally different animals, bro.
Oh, wait, hang on. Wasn't 2 weeks ago, wasn't this year different because they were going to win the Super Bowl?
No, he did. I'll stand up for him there. He didn't say anything about winning the Super Bowl, but he did say this team was different and he liked them.
Yes, and I still do. The problem with this team is that we are very poorly coached offensively, and I don't know how to fix that because if you get rid of an offensive coach now, you're going to have to go through that rebuilding process with Rodgers again. We've already seen how long that takes. 2 years, was it, with LaFleur there before we were finally actually like...
He retires, right?
He does if they get rid of the coach.
If they were to get rid of LaFleur.
Yeah, he does. So what's the answer? We just ride this out and hope it gets better?
Yeah.
Waste the last 2 more years of his career while he just gets paid oodles of money.
Because I don't care what you say, Austin. Our defense is great. It's awesome. I don't care what you say. I've watched this team every single week. Our defense is awesome.
Same.
Our special team sucks again because of coaching, and we keep putting the same damn guy back to return kicks and punts every single game that keeps repeatedly over and over again turning the ball over. On top of that, we have a quarterback that doesn't want to throw down the field because he has no receivers to catch the ball down the field. And then we have an offense that is completely uninspiring in every shape and form. We have Aaron Jones,
too familiar.
dude. We have Aaron Jones. How many rushes did he get last week? I know he got the catches. I don't care about that. That's not design plays for him. He had like 9 rushes.
Under 12.5.
That's terrible.
All right, let's move on. We're going to talk now this week's upcoming games, and what the plan was I was going to talk the games that we had people that were fans of in here, but it looks like most of them have left.
All their mics don't work.
Oh, is that what they said?
I got the text from everyone. My mic doesn't work.
That's all right.
I want to talk Colts with Schmitty, though.
We are going to talk Colts. Anthony's in here, so we're going to talk a little Colts. We're going to talk a little Bears. We're going to talk a little bit more Packers, not a whole lot. But
I lost money on the Colts for the 3rd consecutive week here.
That's your problem, is betting on the Colts in general.
I guess it is.
All right.
Definition of insanity.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Let's get this going. Week 8, Bears, Cowboys. Dallas is a 10.5-point favorite. Austin, I saw you've already locked up your Chicago Bears. Tell me why.
Because 10.5 is too much. It just is. I don't think they're going to win this game. I still have very realistic expectations of this team. I think this is a 6 or 7 win team. And that's all they're going to be. But it was a very exciting step forward for Fields getting, the extra couple days rest coming off Thursday Night Football last week. And in a spot where I thought the Bears were going to be totally outclassed coaching. They were the ones that were the far superior coaches. I don't know what Belichick was doing, not going to Zappy right away. And then if the alleged plan, like they said at halftime, was to play Mac Jones when Zappy was clearly struggling, I don't know why Mac Jones didn't go back into the game. So I'm not really sure what was going on, but it was one of the more fun games to watch in a long time. And hopefully it continues to at least be fun, because I know they're not going to do too much winning going down here.
Yeah, Fields looked solid last night. He didn't look great, and he didn't look bad. He looked solid.
Yep.
Ran well, made the throws he needed to make. got a little antsy on some of his deep balls and rifled them into the stands, basically.
Yep.
That was pretty much my biggest critique was some of those throws were like, rein it in, big guy. He was feeling himself last night, though.
Well, for once, you'd honestly rather rein him in though than anything because you haven't had to
I
rein
agree.
him in at all so far because he hasn't
For
thrown
sure.
the ball downfield.
I agree.
For sure.
But he does
And
look
that's
better every game.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of a combination too. Of it was a little slick last night, and piggybacking off the Packers talk, the Bears don't really have great wide receivers, so he kind of feels that he has to be pretty careful down the side or down the field. So you add in a little bit of weather and a little bit of not trusting, and you'd rather err on the side of out of bounds than you would in an interception.
I agree. Anthony, you got any takes on the Patriots or the Bears?
Nope, I agree with everything said so far.
Bueno. Let's move on then. Commanders, Colts. Man, this could have been a Carson Wentz revenge game. We were robbed of it, though.
He's missing both of his revenge games.
Yeah, he is. Indianapolis, a 3-point favorite at home against the Commanders, coming off a big win led by Taylor Heineke. Hunter, is this Washington Commanders team legit, dude?
No, not at all. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, I was just trying to figure out why they beat your Packers then. My bad.
Yeah, me too.
They have an elite defense though, so the offense must be great.
It's a solid defense at best, I would say. Right? I mean, no Chase Young. There's no chance you can be elite without having Chase Young. Unless I just didn't pick up on your sarcasm. I apologize. But yeah, no, I mean, that whole offense last week was also Scary Terry just having a field day on Jair Alexander.
Elite.
Yeah, I thought Jair Alexander was pretty good.
too.
And he just got manhandled. Absolutely manhandled. And Terry's
awesome now.
He was in his ear the whole game, too.
Oh, yeah.
Every time he got a catch or burnt him or something, he was letting him know.
I do love when these games happen for guys like Terry McLaurin, guys that are right on the cusp of that upper echelon of wide receivers, but they play on crappy teams. So they finally get a chance to show out against some elite competition and deliver. And he's getting the talk he deserves.
That's why we're talking about him. Not just because he's a Buckeye.
Yeah, and I hope his career doesn't continue like this because he's damn good. Like, if he was with a good quarterback on a good offense, he'd be putting up 1,000-yard seasons every single year, if not 1,500-yard seasons.
Yeah, he's legit. Anthony, any thoughts on Scary Terry, the Washington Commanders?
I like him a lot. He's a dirty man.
Also, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh,
Good
no.
way to cut him off. Goodness.
No. I was just saying, I think I like the Colts defense against Washington this week.
Okay.
I like our defense a lot. So if there's one thing that I can be happy with on this team, it's how our defense plays most of the time. I don't think Heineke's going to make too many big plays on us. I'm going to bank on him throwing a couple interceptions. But I think that's our only hope.
And no Matt Ryan this week.
I
want to hear your take on this.
So I like the idea of Sam Ehlinger playing his first game in this game. He's going to be able to take a couple shots that no one's going to hate. He's going to throw a couple interceptions. It's like, okay, that's fine. This is his first game. I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm not very happy about the Matt Ryan situation, but I don't really know the whole thing. I know his shoulder's injured, but then they came out and said that the plan is for Sam to be the starter for the rest of the season. I don't know about that. I think a lot of this is Ballard and Reich using Matt Ryan as a scapegoat. But I don't know. Not too happy about it, especially not happy about it because I picked up Matt Ryan the day before he got benched in fantasy. But that's another story.
So I do, before we kind of even throw it around a little more, I want to hear your thoughts on the front office and Frank Reich, because we've got some pretty strong opinions on this podcast of what we think of Ballard and Reich.
I think my opinions are aligning more with Austin's ideas on Ballard. Ballard does think that he's some sort of drafted genius. Yeah. Or that's and a lot of that's the media too, because when he did get hired by the Colts, everyone was just saying he was the next great thing. So a lot of that was just kind of talked up, but I don't know. He's had his chance. He definitely has this. I like the guys that we have mentality that we can build them up and stuff. And it's like sometimes your guys just stink, and spend the money. We've had so much cap money for so long, and we don't use it ever.
Yeah, I saw a thing today. Because my team does that too. The Browns are sitting there with 33 million in cap right now, most in the NFL by a long shot. Go ahead, Austin. What were you going to say?
Oh, I would just say not anymore to the cap space thing. Is they blew it. They waited until they had to extend all the actually good players on their team, and now it's shot. Quentin Nelson's playing like a backup. I mean, he's been absolutely horrid this year. I mean, I know the rest of the offensive line isn't great, so probably a little bit is trying to help everyone else out. But I mean, when he has no help, you can't block 5-on-1. And showing bad.
Yeah.
Hunter, what are your thoughts on this Colts team? Because without Anthony on here, you are the designated Colts fan.
I think with Anthony still on, I am the designated Colts fan at this point because he's abandoned ship. Last week you were a Packers fan.
He hasn't.
Yeah, I got a Packers sign up here. My wife's a Packers fan, so I got to be a Packers fan by association, at least by a little bit.
We don't want you. The Ballard.
That's how he treats his guests.
He gets angry when he loses.
Yeah, he does.
Ballard is not good, and I've said this before on the podcast, and I've sided with you guys on that. I don't live in the Austin. You always live in this area of he's either good or he's bad. This team's good or bad. He's good or bad, whatever. There's no in between. There's no gray area. I think that Frank Reich is in that gray area.
In purgatory.
Why? What has given you any evidence that he's anywhere close to good?
I don't know, man. How about the fact that they won a Super Bowl? How about the fact that the year after, when he got a head coaching job, he actually led a team to the playoffs, and they looked really damn good for 2 years in a row? Was it 3 years in a row?
1 year with Andrew Luck, right? Or did he not even get Andrew Luck?
I don't even think he got Andrew Luck, did he?
No, he did. He did get Luck from. Well, no, because that was the year that Luck was injured. So, and then the next year was the year that Luck was gonna come back, and then
then RIP.
Yeah.
I think he's gotten bailed out by having very good quarterbacks twice now. I think that Phillip Rivers year, and especially I think Phillip Rivers played really good that year. And removed from that year, I feel like you have to admit that he played well that year, even though people were hating on him during that year. To me, the issue with the Colts more than anything is offensive design now with the quarterback that they have. I think getting rid of Matt Ryan and benching him is a good move because now we get to see really quickly whether or not it is coaching. Because if he's going to have Ellinger back there and he's got a quarterback that can move and he can change things up a little bit, he should be able to manufacture a couple wins here, right? If he can't do that,
if he's not, then you can just use the scapegoat of, well, Ellinger's not the guy. He's just not good.
Well, so what's the timeline though? Because if they think that Ellinger is the guy or whatever, how many games do we lose in a row before they finally say, okay, Frank, you're gone?
Well, it's going to be the end of the season because of how they run things there. But
you don't think that Jim Irsay's had too many Tito's one night and just kick him to the curb week 14?
I don't know. I feel like Irsay has a certain standard that he's used to, and it's been a long time since they've met that standard. I feel like he's gonna have enough here soon. And obviously we've been very fortunate the last 20 years. So you're gonna have a lot of bad seasons eventually. But I think he's gonna be fed up here soon.
I just watch a quarterback that drops back to pass and has no mobility at all, and an offense that doesn't create any sort of delays in the pass rush to slow them down getting to Matt Ryan.
Why? Whose job is that?
No, I agree with you, but he's also done it well with other types of quarterbacks, man. He's done it well with other types of quarterbacks.
Before we get too far, I want to give a shout out to Bieniemy to being a better coach than Andy Reid, since we're giving offensive coordinators credits for head coaches Super Bowls. So just want to get that one out there. And kudos to him for calling all the plays, even though
Byron Leftwich too, right?
Yeah, Leftwich too. Good for him. Bruce Arians doesn't count.
How's
doesn't
your Doug
matter.
Peterson Jaguars doing now, Austin?
How many wins do the Colts have? Pretty close to the same, right?
3.
Oh, is it
That's
3?
more than
All
the
right.
Jaguars.
I think we're 3-2-1.
Yeah, we got a
3-3
pair
and
of
one.
rosters
Or-
there, Hunter.
Yeah.
How about head to head?
3-3-1.
All right. Go ahead, Austin. You got one more point?
It's just
Ooh, I have one more point too.
Go ahead.
All right. Anthony, I'll let you wrap it up.
No, so what I was going to say is, so the lack of the passing game is also killing Jonathan Taylor's stock completely.
And his ankle.
So everyone's jumping the Jonathan Taylor ship, and it's like if we had somewhat of a speck of a passing game, then he'd be killing it right now. But defenses know we're going to just run the ball.
They run it boring too.
Yeah.
They run Madden plays and running the ball.
Tackle blast left, tackle blast right.
Yep. It's really bland, and when you don't have a good offensive line, then you're not doing anyone favors. But hey, at least it's not on the play caller or head coach, so that's a good thing.
Moving on to our next game, Sunday Night Football, Packers, Bills, Buffalo, 10.5-point favorites. 10.5. Austin, you know much more about Vegas than I do. When was the last time, and just like, you don't have to be specific either, but like it had to have been like during the Rodgers broken collarbone season, right? That the Packers were 10.5-point underdogs.
No, actually never. He actually never has been a 10 over a double digit underdog. So
Since we've been talking, the line's moved to 11.5 now.
Oh, wowzers. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about this. I mean, we've talked a lot about the Packers already in this podcast, 3 or 4 times, really. Let's talk a little Bills. Let's focus on the Bills. We know they're really good. We know the defense is good. The pass rush comes in bunches. The secondary is good. And then on the other side, you have Josh Allen, arguably the first or second best quarterback in the league right now, depending on how you want to look at it. Good offensive line. Does this team need to find a run game to balance it out at all, or do they does everything just need to be through the air?
they do have a run game. His name is Josh Allen.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
Should they find some balance? Absolutely. I don't know that they have to. However, they are gambling hard that Allen stays healthy. But you just got to get the ring.
I think it's just 2 years from now when he's going to get banged up and it's going to really slow him down. I just don't think it's there yet. I think he's still got baby bones. Hunter, what do you think about this Bills team?
We should get smoked. Packers should get absolutely smoked on Sunday.
Are you locking them up the Bills?
No, not at all. Because we have a good pass defense. The Packers offense isn't going to score enough points to cover the spread, though, so we're still going to get blown out here. So it doesn't matter. But if you think this game is going to be 50-0, it's not.
No, I didn't think it was going to be 50-0.
50-7.
The one side of that might be right. We might actually put up 0 points, but they aren't going to score that much on us. The Bills are one of the few teams that I can actually say are 100% as I can't talk on this episode. Jeez.
Dude, hey, it's okay. We've thrown a lot at you this episode.
Yeah, and I'm actually really pissed off right now, so I'm just going to keep going. The Bills are one of the few teams in the league that are actually I can solidify as a good team in the league. Josh Allen is the second best quarterback in the league. It's unquestioned. He's not the first. Let's get that out of the way, so don't even throw that out there, AJ. They should absolutely smoke the Packers this week. Will they, though? I don't know. The Packers' pass defense is better than you think it is.
I see the score being like 34-17.
So, not a lot of time we need to spend there. Packers should drop to 3-5 and just be out of the conversation.
All right. Last game of the week, if we really feel like talking about it, before we go on to our locks, Bengals, Browns. Cincinnati's a 3-point favorite. Hunter, neither of these teams are your team, so do you have any input on these ones? Do you want to rant about either of them, what you think?
Joe Burrow is freaking awesome.
Yep.
I can't say that they're a good team yet, because we have to play
fine.
this good and bad game or whatever the hell.
We already did it. Moved on.
They are not going to be solidified as a good team yet because of the inconsistencies. But with Joe Burrow, I can always say that they are going to deliver in big spots when they need it. And that's what they showed last week. They should do it again this week against the Browns, too. But the Browns are at home, and the Browns need this win badly.
Doesn't change anything. I'm locking up the Bengals. Bengals are winning this thing. Browns are lost. Browns are being poorly coached. Don't make good play calls. Don't make good decisions. Fun stat. And I only know this one off the top of my head because Nick Chubb's on my fantasy team, but Nick Chubb had 10.7 fantasy points after their first drive yesterday. And I think he ended the game with about 10 more carries than he had. And that was it. It was like the whole usage he got was basically the first drive when they stormed downfield and scored a touchdown. And then, I don't understand why this team doesn't hand him the ball 20 times a game. It makes zero sense.
They piggybacking off you there, AJ. The Browns ran 20 more pass plays than runs plays in the second half.
And Jacoby Brissett's the quarterback.
Yep.
No knock to Jacoby, but he's a backup quarterback.
It's kind of like the more I've watched, and I haven't watched the whole games, but the pieces that I've watched, it almost seems like Stefanski was like, I'm installing Deshaun Watson's offense, and I don't care. Like this is going to be the offense we run with Watson, so we're just going to run it.
I feel like it's going to be more spread out. It's too much under center.
The personnel?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Dude, what a waste of a freaking year, though. They had everything lined up to be going into this game 7-0.
Yep.
They could be 7-0 going into this game and be getting their best quarterback back, ready to go into the playoffs, and in a conference that really doesn't have a lot of teams rising to the top besides two.
Yeah,
they could be,
but a division that they could be sitting on top of easily. You're right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if they would have just treated Jacoby like the Niners do Jimmy G, they would be at least 5-2, if not better.
And it's not been Brissett's fault.
No, it's not.
Some of it has been.
Well,
some of it has been, yes, but Austin, I know where you're going already. Some of it has been because of the situations he's been put in, end of game scenarios, because that's where his issues have been. It's the middle of the game that they get away from the game plan, and then they figure out, oh, hey, maybe we should stop doing what we're doing and maybe go back to the run, but maybe it's too late now. And then it's like, okay, Jacoby, go save the day. And Jacoby Brissett's Jake Briskett's not going to save the day.
And you expect him not to save the day. So why is that an excuse even in the first place?
I'm not saying it's on.
He thinks they're bad.
No, I'm not agreeing with you. I'm just saying
I know you
they
are.
Can't make that excuse.
Oh, no.
Yes. No, and I don't think anybody is. No Cleveland media or anyone is saying this is on Jacoby Brissett. No, he's not. I just watched his last press conference after Sunday's game, and he is pissed. And he's pissed from top to bottom. He should be firing Joe Woods. I have no idea how that guy has a job still. The talent that's on that defense, and they can't stop anything. They're so bad. He's played 6 games now at least against the Baltimore Ravens and has zero idea how to stop them. It's terrible.
Thought that just popped into my head. Do you think he was told that he can't fire him? That there's been too much negative publicity around the team this year and to not make any unnecessary changes?
No, because Jimmy Haslam's a dumbass.
I think that would make him a dumbass, though.
No. What do you mean?
Like him saying that he can't fire him.
I don't see him doing that, but maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I'm just trying to think of any logical reason why a move hasn't been made. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know. I also think, though, because typically when you do an interim, you don't go out and hire someone during the season. You hand it off to someone else. And I do think that there's nobody else on that defensive staff that can step in and do better. Someone needs to call up Greg Williams and tell him to put his nutsack in the C-gap in the defensive coordinator room, dude. I'd love some Greg Williams back in the building. Guy's awesome.
Yeah, there's a limited number of criminals allowed on the.
I know. Now we have a rapist in the room. Anyway,
this is in Oakland.
Yeah.
Not a rapist, sexual assaulter. That's way better.
Yeah, you're right. My bad. Anthony, any thoughts on Cincinnati or Cleveland?
I like Joe Steezy. Browns are going to Brown.
Browns are gonna brown their pants, that's for sure.
I don't know. I like the Bengals receivers, and I like that Joe Burrow is so damn good. So
Yep.
I don't think the Browns. Has it gotten better this year? I honestly haven't really watched much of the Bengals.
It's improved throughout the year. I think how they looked on Sunday when they played as well as they did, and they're all getting the hype they're getting the hype that they had at the end of the year last year is because the team is finally putting it together. The offensive line's finally figuring out how to play with each other. Everything's kind of meshing, and they're finally able to play a little bit of the Zach Taylor system that they want to do. The going downfield. That's why Jamar Chase has been revitalized the past 2 weeks because he was non-existent the first 3 weeks of the season. I think that Cincinnati kind of did a New England Patriots, and we're like, hey, first month of the season, we're just going to figure it out, and then we'll turn it on after that first month. And Cincinnati's about to take this division over.
Yeah, I like the Bengals. They had 2 unfortunate losses to start the season, and other than that, they've been playing pretty solid. So, yeah.
I agree. All right, let's move on. Let's wrap this pod up. Austin, I want to start with you. Let's hear your 3 locks for the week.
We already talked about Chicago. 10.5 is just too many. If it would have been under 10, I wouldn't have taken it, but 10.5 is just too many. That's a ton in the NFL. My next one, I think we're all going to talk about. I'm going to lock up Seattle at home. 3-point favorite against the Giants.
Ooh.
This just doesn't make any sense. This is the every once in a while you guys hear me say this, and so I take it. This line makes no sense. There's no reason for the Giants not to be favored in this game. So I'm gonna go with Vegas is trying to pull a fast one on us. So I'm gonna take Seattle here.
Vegas isn't trying to pull a fast one on you. They just don't believe in them the same way no one else has all year, and they keep proving people wrong.
Actually, Vegas has been against the Giants. I
They're
think
waiting for them to slip up
every week.
Yeah.
They tried to last week, man. Vegas almost got everybody with that line.
Yeah.
And my last one, I'm going to take Minnesota -3.5 against Arizona. I just don't think Arizona's any good. I really don't.
I don't either.
I don't believe in Kingsbury at all. The later in the season throughout his career, the worse he gets. I think this is Minnesota kind of has the chance here to really grab the division and not look back. And I think they'll capitalize on it.
Yeah, see, I'm not on board with the locking up the Minnesota though, because every time I've done it this season, they haven't been successful. So I'm staying away from that one. Hunter, let me hear your 3 locks for the week.
I got Miami, one of the few teams I can say is actually a good team in the league as well. Tua looks great. I love watching him play in this offense, and what a night and day difference from last year. I think what it is more than anything is he's just a guy that is going to have to be scheduled. He's going to have to be he's going to have to know his reads, and in this particular order that he's got to go every single play, he's got to run through it in his head beforehand. He's just very scheduled in how he does things. He drops back. He's a 1-2. He's not going off script. He's not going to run outside the pocket a whole bunch. That's the kind of guy he is, and he looks comfortable. I love the Dolphins right now going against Detroit on the road, 3 points. I love that. I'm also going to
real quick, Hunter, before you move to a part. If I called him Alex Smith, how would you feel about that?
I'd say that's pretty accurate.
I liked Alex Smith, though.
Yeah. No, I think he can be really good. I think Hunter's totally right. Everything he said there, just as he described it,
that's a better word to say than scheduled. He's very
I think you're right, though. It's scheduled.
He's a system quarterback.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's okay.
And he's in the perfect system for him.
Because we've been shown time and time again that the quarterbacks that win the most are system quarterbacks.
Does it worry you, though, that the Dolphins haven't scored more than 21 points more than once this season?
No, because half of those games he has not played.
Okay. What were your other locks? Let's hear them.
My other lock is I'm going to fade Austin. I'm going to go with the Giants. Put some damn respect on this team's name. Saquon Barkley should be in the MVP race, and he's not even top 5. That's a joke. Give me the New England Patriots as well at home, going up against the Jets, who I am putting my money down here and saying that they are not a good football team. The Patriots should win this game at home, especially after last week and how it went against the freaking Bears. That was a debacle. That was a coaching debacle, honestly, is what that was.
And that's some slander towards Big Bill B.
And that's not towards Big Bill B as much as it is play calling. Well, he was the one that started Mac Jones, so let's give him that right there. But the play calling was terrible as well. I hated that offense that they ran. Anybody else? Anything to say here? Or am I just going to rant all the rest of this episode?
You got it.
No. I think, is it my turn, Hunter? That was your 3. Miami, New England, and the Giants. Yeah. Man, Austin, I think you kind of convinced me, and I really like this Seattle team. I think I'm going to switch to join you on that one. I'm going to lock up Seattle with you. I was really thinking it was going to be, I don't know. That one I don't like that all 3 of us have done it, but I'm sticking with it. I'm going with Seattle. 3 points. I'm locking up Cincinnati. I already said that. And then I'm going to lock up the Titans at Houston. Yep. Houston's been all over the map. Tennessee's a 2-point favorite. So you're just telling me that Tennessee's got to kick a game-winning field goal after they struggle for a full game? I'll take that. I'll take Tennessee by 2. Anthony, you got any locks for us? I know
I like the Rams over the 49ers.
Ooh, okay.
49ers.
San Francisco 2-point favorite on the road.
They just got McCaffrey. This is going to be second week with McCaffrey. They don't know how to utilize him well just yet. I feel like Shanahan's going to have to think outside the box a little bit. He's going to be able to think outside the box a little bit more with a good running back. But not yet. He doesn't know what to do with him just yet. So
I like that.
I think I got the Rams.
Good call. You got any other ones, or is that it? That's okay if that's it.
I like the Colts against
against the Commanders.
I like the Colts against the Commanders.
3-point favorites at home.
Yeah, I like that.
You just want to use that GIF. That's all that's happening.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, that pretty much does it for today's podcast, Hunter. We surprised you. We planned this surprise out. We meant it as a great joke. We hope you enjoyed it as a joke. I hope you understand. The rule number one is always commit to the bit, dude.
Always commit to the bit.
Always commit. All right. Until next week, everybody take it easy. Thanks for listening.